Hey everyone, it's Craig. I have been waiting to do this video for a long time. This is the one that is probably most relevant to people in my business. For anyone that has seen The Wolf of Wall Street, obviously you know that it's pretty much a hard drinking, hard working type culture. The mantra back in the day when I started was work hard, party hard. And that's pretty much what we used to do. So without further ado, let's talk about booze and physique goals. Um, so The Rock says that he drinks tequila all the time and he's still ripped. Can I do that? Is something that a lot of my friends and a lot of people ask me, and the answer simply is no. But of course, The Rock's not going to let you believe that because he owns a tequila company. So kind of makes sense, right? I can guarantee you that The Rock did not get the physique that he got by drinking a bunch of tequila. That's just not what happened. I can show you what happens, the type of physique that you develop when you drink too much, and that's this one right here. Perhaps this guy might look a little familiar to you. He certainly looks familiar to me. Haven't seen him around in probably 11 or 12 years now. So, but anyways, that guy used to be around. So the factors that are involved in terms of making a decision about the correct amount of boozing is whether you're bulking, maintenance, or cutting, whether you're male or female, and then of course also the frequency and amount. In terms of like bulking, maintenance, or cutting, alcohol is essentially empty calories. So if you're in a bulking period and you can afford the extra calories, then one or two drinks once or twice a week really isn't going to move the needle that much. It's not that, it's not the end of the world. For me, it's a different story because it would never stop at one or two. But, for those of you that can actually drink responsibly, then, one or two drinks once or twice a week is fine. And at the risk of being a little bit, uh, a little bit edgy, I would actually say that you could go out and have like, four drinks one night if you'd prefer to do that in a bulking context. In terms of maintenance, ideally, you wouldn't want to have more than two drinks once a week. And that's just simply because your calories are probably going to be so tight that, the rest of the calories you really should be trying to get from food if you're trying to optimize your physique. It doesn't mean that you can't, right? It doesn't mean that you can't drink more than that, but it's just you're doing yourself a disservice, right? Your workouts in the gym are not going to be as good. Your body is not going to function as as efficiently as possible, and you're just basically going to make everything a lot harder for yourself by drinking more than that. In the context of cutting, it's very simple. The answer is no. Alcohol has no place in anyone's diet when they are trying to lose weight. Plain and simple. The next factor is whether you're male or female. Alcohol does affect our endocrine systems and our hormones. In males, it increases estrogen, decreases testosterone, and interferes with muscle protein synthesis. Now, those three things are actually like the most important thing when it comes to building and maintaining muscle. So we want to keep our estrogen low because it increases water retention and gives gynecomastia, man boobs. That's why people that drink a lot have man boobs. Decreases testosterone. Obviously, testosterone helps us to build muscle mass and feel good and all the sort of stuff that we associate with being a man. And then it also interferes with muscle protein synthesis by just interfering with the process. So that means that it makes building muscle more difficult. In the case of females, now this was really interesting to me, and believe me, when I saw this, I was like, this can't be right, because to me, it just, I was shocked. But in females, it actually increases testosterone, but it does still interfere with muscle protein synthesis. So moral of the story is here, if you're a female, this is actually having a couple drinks isn't like the worst thing on earth for your body, if you can believe that, provided that you're not in a cutting context. Now, if you're cutting and you're female, then there's no way you can afford the calories that come with alcohol. But that said, if you're in a bulking stage, so if you're like a competitor off season who's trying to put some size on, then actually, a couple drinks, once or twice a week is probably, it might actually give you some benefits. I can't believe I'm saying that, especially given my background, but that's what the science has shown. So in terms of frequency and amount, this is the last factor here. Alcohol, at the end of the day, is a toxin. That's why getting drunk is called being intoxicated. the presence of a toxin triggers a fight or flight response, which is inherently catabolic in and of itself, by interfering with both the fat burning and the muscle protein synthesis processes. So it's just bad to have in your system. That's the reason why I say once or twice a week, at max, because when you ingest it, you're going to be triggering all of these responses in your system. And until the toxin has been cleared from your system, that's going to be present. On the other hand, if you have a time when, say, for example, you have like 2 drinks one night, then the next day, probably about midday or something. I mean, I'm totally guessing on this, but, it will have cleared your system. And then you'll be back sort of, running at full efficiency again. That sort of thing is not really going to kill it. But if you're having like 2 drinks a night, every night of the week, like they say is healthy because red wine has whatever it is, polyphenols or something in it, whatever bullshit it is that the wine industry is putting out. The 2 drinks a night thing, you're going to be having toxins in your system every single day. That's just clearly not optimal, right? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. So, the amount of keeping both the amount and the frequency, to a minimum, or at least to a sort of, very reasonable level, is very, very important. So my recommendations is, if you're just trying to look your best, in a bulking phase, 1 or 2 drinks tonight, 1 or 2 drinks once or twice a week is going to be absolutely fine. If you're a woman, as I said, it might even help. In terms of maintenance phase, I would say 1 to 2 drinks once a week. And then for a cutting phase, talk to your friends and your coworkers and explain to them that you're trying to lose weight for the next 2 months and can't afford the calories right now. But you're looking forward to having a drink with them next time. And then order yourself like a lime soda because it looks like a gin and tonic, or a Coke Zero, right? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to forget that you're not drinking anyways after you get past that first initial conversation. So, or perhaps, they'll just say, oh, that's great, and be supportive, because I've noticed that the culture around drinking really has changed in the course of the past sort of, I would say in particular, 5 to 10 years. But now it seems like, if somebody is pursuing, self-betterment through, improving their physique or trying to improve their health, that people are generally quite supportive of it. Back in the day, of course, it was like, oh, don't be a wimp, have a drink, right? And I recognize that there is some sort of that like toxic masculinity still in, like, Aussie culture, for example. I'm sorry to single out my Australian friends, but it's because through dealing with Australian clients, many of them have, mentioned that to me, that it's still very much like, people will get kind of chided if they don't drink. So it requires a bit more of a stiff, a bit more resiliency if you're if you're in that sort of situation. But that said, on the whole, in terms of like whether it's the UK or North America, I know for sure, even here in Japan, like if you say that you're currently pursuing something or whatever, people tend to be pretty cool about it, right? And it's more sort of the fear, I think, of having that conversation with people that scares most people and kind of gets in the way. So try it out. If you're trying to be a bodybuilder, on the other hand, if you drink more than once or twice a week, you're just putting yourself in a massive disadvantage. It just, again, it's like somebody that's cutting. It has absolutely zero place in a bodybuilder's diet, period. So if you're drinking more than once or twice a year and you call yourself a bodybuilder, you're leaving a lot on the table still. Thanks very much for watching. If you found this interesting, please let me know, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you have any questions, certainly drop them in the comments down below or reach out to me. I'm on Instagram at Craig Humble. And you could also reach me if you wanted at my website, which is craighumble.com/coaching. Hope that this has been an interesting video. I know that a lot of people always ask about booze and training and physique goals and stuff. So I hope that, this perspective of somebody that has done the extremes in both is value added. So thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time.